not sure how you've heard about tonight, but I do want to extend a sincere thank you for coming out and supporting the work we do. Myself and my partner here, Nick Muka, we represent Project Wave of Optimism this evening. Nick's going to let you know the real dirt on what we do.
It's a surfing-based organization that does community development. But to so many other people, Project Woo is an opportunity to create an impact in a remote village to absolute strangers to you. And to stand by that, to say that I'm helping somebody that I don't know in a distant land.
Project Wave of Optimism is a group of surfers that think surfing and surf travel should have a positive impact on the world.
Because Project Woo is a volunteer organization, we don't have staff salaries to worry about.
Nick Muka presented to Ecology Action about Project Woo because one of our colleagues is going to go down and help support the new voluntourism program.
A friend of mine, Jack, emailed me, and I guess in 2003 he had been out scouring the Nicaraguan coastline looking for basically a little surfer's paradise. And in 2003 stumbled upon a little town called Gigante, a little village in fact.
So Gigante came on to our radar, and it was completely undiscovered. Nicaragua is one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. They're really excited for their kids to have a better education, to earn more money. Many people earn less than $100 a month.
And tourism was knocking on Gigante's door. It's a huge booming industry in Nicaragua.
And there is a role to play, I think, for people coming from developed countries and sharing with people who are in less developed countries.
While it's really tempting for somebody like me and for many people to kind of get off on the notion like, oh man, we were so far off the beaten track and it was so basic and life was so simple and so slow. The fact is that the Nicaraguan people, they're not choosing to live in these conditions. As the first foreigners that are oftentimes in these communities, we have kind of a sacred role in setting the tone. How this is going to benefit the locals, but moreover how the locals are engaged in that and how they manage this process is something that is oftentimes an afterthought, and then it's too late. Development that's led from surfing can go awry. La Libertad in El Salvador is an example of where, 30, 40 years ago, it was a heaven for surfers. Over the years, as more surfers have kind of encroached on that community, it's a pretty sketchy place, a place where surfers are assaulted, robbed, and it didn't used to be that way. So it begs the question, what happened in that process? What went wrong? Project Woo is working to make sure that Gigante and other places in Latin America don't go in that direction. We want to make sure that the locals are embracing this opportunity and that surfers are welcome there.
Something really unique about Adam and Nick is that they both came out of the Peace Corps, so they had several years of learning about development, language skills, and their sensitivity to the community, responding to the community, gathering resources, evaluating whether projects worked.
What we've been able to bring to the table is organize the people, help plan, and now operate their first public bus they've ever had. On the Project Woo bus, we give 32 kids a ride to and from school every single day. There is a way for surfers to really meaningfully give back to these communities that we're going to.
True change starts with people. It's painfully slow when you're anxious to get change going. You have to be patient with it, but at the end of the day, it is totally possible.
Project Wave of Optimism feels that surfers, as being people that frequent these areas, should be a part of the solution. We should be supporting those people and putting their community needs first. That's exactly what we've been doing for the last 5 years.
And sometimes what we as travelers see are not exactly the same things that the locals see. And sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse.
If we're going to figure it out as a globe, we're really connected, we have the ability to be anywhere very quickly, that hasn't so far lent itself to us figuring out how to get along so well.
And so for those people in the United States that, might want to be involved with Woo, it's a way to address some of the poverty that we created and at the same time be in a beautiful place and surf great waves.
Obviously the surf village is a huge part of it, an avid surfer, but I am looking forward to working with the education system down there, where you can really see some of the impact that you're making firsthand.
We're able to help deliver services such as transportation that they don't have the capacity to do.
We understood their development model was ground up, involved the community, people would be on the ground, the projects would be well managed. That takes an enormous commitment and a lot of resources to keep people working year in, year out on a project. And that's very different than people that show up once or twice a year and bring along clothing or bring along some things to give out. And
contributing finances to WOO, the community's deciding how they get spent in the community. So I am directly connecting with those people I got so excited to see about in the video.
And we just really appreciated and wanted to support that. At that time, we didn't know about any other project that was surf related that was doing this, and still don't.
Development is going to happen, and we're there ahead of it to make sure that happens in a responsible way that supports the locals. We could take this to any country in Latin America. We just need the bandwidth. There's a way for everybody to get involved, and we would love for you to stand by our side.
I am Project WOO.
I am Project WOO.
I am Project Woo.
I am Project Woo.
I am Project Wave.
Thank you for being here.